Hello and thanks for joining us on your number one labor program from Africa to the rest of the world, the Tripartite, the Worker, Employer and Government Roundtable. I am your regular host, Abulu Osemahu. Now we'll bring you sounds from the International Teachers Day held in Nigeria, what the workers who are the teachers now are saying, and what government officials are saying, and what subnationals are saying with regards to education and teachers' welfare. That will come in our Let's Talk segment.
Did you know?
I think what the worker needs to be healthy and productive is a collective thing. There is the individual aspect and there is corporate aspect. What I mean by individual aspect, you must have an intentional attitude towards becoming healthy. And that comes with knowledge. So the area of health education and awareness is paramount at this point in time. Then the corporate aspect is such that the establishment has some degree of enforcement to do, thereby getting the workers to remain healthy. Because if the worker is not healthy, productive hour is lost, man hour is lost, and that will not be nice for the establishment. So, generally speaking, both the worker, even the family, and the corporate establishment need some role, have some role to play in keeping an employee healthy. You see, the truth is this: as we get older, especially energy boosting food has to reduce because you no more too active to requiring them. It's understandable. So what is there is that you carefully observe. I mean, your taste should even change. You carefully observe what quality. Now it's about quality and not quantity, and that's what should be done. In fact, what you take and everything, and in all fairness, you've understood your system, how it works, and you should align by that. When you work, you have to be, active. If you are active and you are active to a particular time, that should be considered. Why I say this is not that when you are sitting down and maybe looking at files or looking at laptop, you count it as being active. What is active is when you make a movement, and it's easier now to calculate your level of activity by wearing some wristwatches ahead that could invariably tell you the amount of time or the pace you've achieved for a day. And that's that. Exercise is one of the most underrated and easiest cardio health program. For instance, if you must be considered to have been active in a week, you ought to have been active for 2.5 hours for that week. So invariably what it means is that 25 to 30 minutes a day, or 30 minutes for 5 days in a week, and that will be enough. However, if you are engaging in vigorous exercise, the time reduces to 1 hour 15 minutes. So if you split it, you could have like maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes per day for 5 days. So actually what is important is consistency and being deliberate. If you are consistent with what you are doing and you are deliberate, I don't think there are issues. But the thing is that what also it means is that the workplace should have the setting such that we encourage workers to move around.
Did you know?
Now, did you know it's still open for sponsorship and every other segment on this program?
My name is Mohammed Megardi Gadi, the Minister of Labor and Employment. You are watching the Tripartite program on AIT.
Welcome back. As we take you through the sounds from workers who are teachers and government officials on International Teachers Day, we ask you to stand by after that to hear what Nigeria is doing with Belarus with regards to skills development.
State.
What are the issues confronting teachers in Nigeria?
Actually today, what things that are confronting teachers in Nigeria today has to do with the issue of lack of enough capacity and then welfare that will give enough motivation to move ahead. Because we are meant to understand it is only when you learn, you thrive, and then you grow. By the time you are not given the desired environment for you to thrive, hardly one will excel. Hardly one will see the output of a committed and a reliable teacher.
Everything fine, welfare is on one hand. But today, that is World Teachers Day, I'm super excited. Because without teachers, I won't be where I am today. I won't even be able to speak. So without a teacher, you can't even write your name. All of us that are doing well today is because a teacher taught us. And therefore, when a teacher is being celebrated, when a day like this comes up, we are excited about it. We all go out for it. Especially, there are so many things that the late president worked on and which have not been actually looked into since he departed the office, and I would like that to be looked into. Apart from the minimum wage, the 65 years of age and 40 years of service that have been done, but not all states have implemented it. There are other things that should be looked into, and it will please the teachers of Nigeria if the government improve every other thing up, excluding the welfare, because it's always looking like it's just the welfare that the union and the teachers are clamoring for, but there are more things to be done. The structure of the school, the libraries, the system, everything needs to be, be looked into and be improved, and that will also be exciting for us teachers.
I think pertaining to teacher development, government needs to do more in terms of motivation. When you are motivated, you will be spurred to do more. When you get their incentive, at the appropriate time, they will be spurred to do more. When they are adequately paid, that their payment is commensurate with somebody in the banking sector, with somebody in the oil industry, they will give in their best. And you will not have people of second class in teaching. Teaching will attract the best brain.
Shortage of teachers has become a major challenge to education system of nations around the world, having direct implications on the quality of education. UNESCO Global Report on Teacher and Early Childhood Care and Education 2024 indicates a shortage of about 44 million primary and secondary school teachers and at least 6 million pre-primary education teachers to meet the Sustainable Development Goal 4, SDG 4, by 2030. In Nigeria, available statistics reveal an alarming manpower crisis in primary and secondary school education, especially in the rural areas. According to UBEC 2024, there is shortage of 194,876 teachers in public primary school across the country. The situation in the secondary education subsector is also not encouraging. Shortage of teachers in our schools undermine the nation's commitment to providing quality education for all in line with SDG 4. In response to the global shortage, the United Nations High-Level Panel on Teaching Profession called on nations to make teaching profession more attractive for younger generation and to create National Commission to tackle teacher shortage. We hereby add our voice to the global call to action and urge all tiers of government to ensure that right number and quality of teachers are employed to promote effective education delivery and improve learning outcomes in our schools.
We see a tragic situation where fees and levies are skyrocketing, placing a high burden on parents, yet the salaries of teachers remain abysmally poor. Nigeria must make deliberate investment into the educational system. The welfare of teachers is intrinsically linked to quality of education. A teacher preoccupied with how to feed his family, pay rent, or commute to school cannot be expected to phantom innovation and collaboration. A well-remunerated, motivated teaching workforce is a non-negotiable foundation upon which sustainable societies are built. It is the bedrock in producing the quality people, students, and graduates who will lead Nigeria into a prosperous future.
In Kebbi State, the AUT can testify
the developmental project that we are doing, particularly in the education industry. And they know between constructions, rehabilitation, and furnishing the government of Kebbi State under my able leadership can build our chest that we have constructed, rehabilitated about 2,000 primary and secondary school schools in Kebbi State. Apart from the infrastructures, the welfare of teachers is our priority, with the teachers of Kebbi State through their leadership know that we don't owe salaries, we don't owe pension, we don't owe gratuity, including death benefit.
People, the professionals that build the foundation of any country, the bedrock of any country, the developer of human capital development in any country, and more so our country, Nigeria, the Nigerian teachers. Great Nigerian teachers! Greatest Nigerian teachers! I can tell you today, you have a president, in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that believes so much in your abilities, in the things you're doing to change the country, the things you've done to develop human capital in our country. You have a president in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that has your back. You have the highest political will today to meet, confront, and tackle all the issues that you've raised. And I can tell you, these issues are at the front burner of our government, the front burner of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And as the NUT president was talking a while ago, minutes ago, there was a small flyer that was being circulated around that indicated our demands. I'll just pick the first two. Protecting the growing investment in primary education. You can rest be assured that this president has mandated us to do that. The growing investment in primary education in all sectors of our education will be protected. The president is meeting his commitment to Nigerians, to all workers in this country, and more importantly, the teachers. For the last 2 years, and this current budget, we have the highest budgetary allocation to education in the history of Nigeria. The president not only walks the walk, he meets his obligations. Whenever this president makes promises, he delivers on those promises. So, Nigerian teachers today, you are in the right hands. This president has your back.
Come back. Now, let's give you what Nigeria has entered with Belarus with regards to skills development.
Today, we honor 39 talented artisans from Benue State, Nigeria, who will soon begin their professional journey in Belarus. Their success reflects that if one will, he or she can achieve. And where vision meets coordination, and when partnership deliver opportunities. This initiative, born from collaboration between the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, the Benue State Government, the National Directorate of Employment, the Benue State Bureau of Entrepreneurship and Wealth Creation, and Enhanced Entrepreneurs, Belarus Nigerian Co. Limited, shows that progress thrives on alignment between all stakeholders. As a ministry, our mission is very simple under the renewed hope agenda of this administration, and it's very clear: to ensure every Nigerian can access decent, safe, and sustainable work. The International Job Placement Program embodies that vision, proving that Nigerian talent is not only capable, but globally competitive.
The collaborative effort between ND and EBNC started far back in 2019. From records made available, there was an MOU duly signed by the MDE and the Belarus team that took place in Belarus by my predecessor, which today is culminating to securing of various employment opportunities for qualified and interested artisans in different construction skills in Belarus. As an agency, we reach out to all the state government to partner with EBNC in exploring the opportunities in the booming construction sector in the Republic of Belarus for the benefit of our skilled artisans. Beyond the immediate advantage of decent jobs, these programs offer Nigeria an open door to the smooth transfer of skills and technology, as the participants will be exposed to world-class standards in construction skills and practices, which they can in turn transfer to Nigeria. I wish to most sincerely appreciate and commend the prompt response as stated by Mr. Charles Anzo of His Excellency Reverend Father Isaac Alia, the Executive Governor of Benue State, who without hesitation approved the participation and sponsorship of 39 qualified artisans from Benue State.
The receipt of the letter that was sent to all state governors by His Excellency the DG, Society Agara, to all the state governors in the country, was tremendous. Benue State responded to that letter, I think, in less than 2 weeks of receipt of the letter. Not just responding, but the governor responded positively by assuring that they required financial assistance to the beneficiaries to enable them to travel to Belarus was met in less than 4 weeks from the date that we received the letter from you. So we want to commend His Excellency the Executive Governor of Benue State.
Your creativity is what will work for you as you go along, as you journey along. But also, as ambassadors of our country, we expect you to showcase your values of hard work, integrity, and excellence. As you embark on this journey, remember, your success abroad is a reflection of the potential and promise of our nation. We encourage you to uphold professionalism, learn diligently, and return with new knowledge and experiences that can help build a stronger economy at home.
This great opportunity would not have been possible if not for the able leadership of our governor, His Excellency, Reverend Father Dr. Hastings Yom Alia, who has always ensured that the youth are carried along.
Let's enjoy labor stories shaping the world of work globally in our Global Update.
Denmark is set to impose stricter academic entry requirements, restrictions on spouses, national reviews of forged documents, and shorter post-study work permits for third-country students, making it harder for applicants to study at Danish universities. The Danish Ministry of Immigration and Integration announced it will take a number of initiatives to prevent student stays in the country from being used as a backdoor to the Danish labour market in a statement on September 18. Britain's Ministry of Defence Permanent Secretary David Williams, on October 1, announced a recruitment freeze at the department. In an internal memo to staff, seen by Civil Service World, Williams said the department has a responsibility to balance its budget, no matter what the circumstances, and that the leadership team has therefore made the difficult decision to introduce civil service recruitment controls to help support this. Trade unions in the Asia-Pacific region are calling for united action to defend human and workers' rights amid growing political turmoil, escalating geopolitical conflicts, and the rise of right-wing politics. Speaking at the opening of Industry All's Asia-Pacific Executive Committee meeting in Jakarta on September 22, Industry All Global Union Vice President Akihiro Kaneko highlighted the widespread violations of human rights and the erosion of democratic principles across the region. Kaneko pointed to the ongoing military dictatorship in Myanmar, attacks on workers and democracy in Bangladesh, the Philippines and Korea, and the recent electoral gains of right-wing forces in Japan. Government, employer, and worker representatives from across the Americas gather in the Dominican Republic to address key issues for the world of work. President of the Dominican Republic, Luis Abinada, and International Labour Organization, ILO, Director General, Gilbert Hungbo, opened the ILO's 20th American Regional Meeting, ARM, on October 1, in Punta Cana, calling for strengthened democratic institutions, promotion of productive and decent work, and progress toward inclusive and sustainable growth across the Americas. By 2050, Europe and Central Asia will have around 10 million fewer workers, as populations age, fertility rates stay low, and fewer young people enter the labor market. What will this demographic shift mean for economies, labor markets, and societies? In an episode of the Future of Work podcast, ILO economists Sabrina de Gobi and Stefan Kuhn, co-authors of a new working paper on Europe's aging workforce, unpack the scale of the challenge and the policies that can make a difference. From empowering women, young people, persons with disabilities, and migrants, to encouraging older workers to stay active longer, they explore how the right investments in care systems, lifelong learning, and inclusive labor markets can help Europe adapt to demographic change in ways that are both sustainable and fair. Wage increase promotes equality, reduces discrimination, and strengthens decent work opportunities for all Papua New Guineans. The increase in Papua New Guinea's (PNG) national minimum wage has been welcomed by the International Labour Organization, ILO, as a landmark achievement for labor rights and social development. The government announced new minimum wage rates on the 18th of September 2025 during Papua New Guinea's 50th independence celebrations. And that is all we have for you in this segment. See you next time.
For any segment of this program, support us and sponsor it. And we also ask you to follow us on our social media handles. I remain your host, Abulu Osemwahu.